Peace and blessings, family. Come on into the building. Come on into the building. We got a phenomenal show. The champion going against the contestant, Brother Kwabena. Come on in the building.
Health, wealth, knowledge of self, uplifting the community. Let's talk about it. Real truth and power.
All right, family. Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings. Welcome to the Real Truth and Power Live game show where we talk all black trivia. We learn, we teach, and we have, more importantly, a great time. Before I bring in our contestants, you know how we do. Let's start the show off with the intro.
You are now tuned in to Real Truth and Power, the show that uplifts the community with health, wealth, and knowledge of self. Here's your host, Everett Winchester.
All right, family, welcome to the Real Truth and Power game show. Do me a favor and please hit that like and that share button. Let's get this information out to the people. Let me go ahead and get the game show started and bring on our first two contestants. All right, peace and blessings, peace and blessings. We got to our left. Hold on one second. I'm going to mute you real quick, Brother Ernest, who is the champion. We got on to our left, Brother Kwabena. Brother Kwabena, please introduce yourself to the people and let them know a little bit about yourself.
Good evening, family. How are you?
Doing well.
I call myself Kwabena. My mother and father gave me the name Richard. That was the last name of her grandfather. So they tried to keep it in the family. By training, I'm a teacher. I teach biology, and I teach physiology, and I teach a little bit of our story. That's Black history. So I'm very happy to be on the program tonight and see if Brother Shaw knows a little bit more Black history than I do.
That's what I'm talking about. I said. And now let me bring into the champion. He's out, but he couldn't miss the show. Ernest Shaw, you there, my brother?
I'm here.
You got a little delay, but we got you. Tell the people a little bit about yourself.
Born and raised West Baltimore, right up to Baltimore City Public Schools.
You there, Ernest?
I was in university. They went to Coppin for a little bit.
I lost you on that last one. I heard you said you went to Coppin State, but what other school? Yeah, you breaking up though. What other school did you go to besides Coppin State? You there, Ernest?
People try to change your mind. Nobody trying to change your mind. You can be wrong.
I don't know what he talking about, Brother Kwabena, but he might be about to law back in. So what we're going to do, Brother Kwabena, is before we start the show, people are starting to come into the building. I am going to play. Hold on, Brother Ernest. I got you better. Hold on.
Right.
I'm going to play a commercial. Every week we give away free prizes. Last week we gave away some money, and the week before we gave away some T-shirts. I'm going to play the video of the sponsor that gave away those T-shirts. And then we're going to go right into the game show. Hold on one second.
I never got my money.
Hold on one second. All right. Now, before we get the game show started, this week's sponsor. So everybody's going to win something. Might be small, might be big. This week's sponsor, Brother Mosiah Fit. He has a black-owned pie company. So check out what everybody's going to win. A pie that's on the show. So if you like pies, you can give them away. But here we go.
Black Power.
The best sweet potato pie in the world.
All right. So let's get started. We got Ernest Shaw. You look like you there. I'm gonna mute you. And seeing that we got Brother Quabanah, we're gonna go on seniorship first. We're gonna let the elder get it in first with the first question. How the game show goes, Brother Quabanah, if you get it wrong, then Ernest will have a chance to answer. It's only 3 questions. So take your time and respond after the buzzer. But here's the first question.
All right.
Here we go. All right. Which group launched the Freedom Riots in 1961? What group launched the Freedom Riots in 1961? The ACLU, B, CORE, C-O-R-E, and C, the SCLC. Brother Quabanah, right after the ticker, you can respond. All right, Brother Quabanah, what would your answer be?
SCLC.
SCLC. All right, let me bring in the champion and see if he's wrong, Brother Ernest. What will your answer be?
The question didn't show up on screen. So what was A again?
A, ACLU. A is the ACLU. He said C.
Okay. It's not core. I think it's I'm gonna go with C.
He went with C. So you gonna? He's correct. You agree with him?
I mean, I do, but it won't hurt me. So I'm gonna go with B. I'm gonna say core.
All right.
Even though I think he's correct.
All right. Let's see what the answer is. The answer says core, but I'm gonna check that real quick to make sure we are 100% correct. I think you are right, Brother Quabanah, on that answer too. So let me check real quick and make sure that wasn't an error. Real quick, so we want to make sure we give the people the right one. And I believe that was C. I think that was an error there. I believe that is C. So I'm going to come back and check that. But right now, Brother Quabanah, I'm going to give that to you as C. If I'm wrong, I'm going to come back and edit that. I'm going to get someone to check that real quick. So right now, you are up. And let me just get the people. Right now, brother Ernest is up. But go ahead, Brother Quabanah. Go ahead.
No. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. You wanted to add something?
No, I was saying it's 1-0.
Right. I got you now. Uh-oh. Now, Ernest Shaw, you are up. Let me just make sure I got that answer. They're checking that now. Let's go to the next one. What famous baseball player said, "Today's black athletes do not have any idea what we had to endure"? What famous baseball player said, "Today's black athletes have no idea what we had to endure"? All right, and here go the answers. Ernie Banks, B, Bob Gibson, C, Willie Mays. Ernest Shaw, you will be up right after the drum roll. What is your answer?
So I can't see the questions. The questions aren't popping up on the screen. It's either A or B. A, which was A? What was A? Bob Gibbs, which one was
Um, A is Ernie Banks. B, Bob
Ernie
Gibson.
Banks?
C, Willie Mays.
Uh-huh. I'm gonna go with B.
B, Bob Gibson. Brother Quabana, if he is incorrect, who you going with?
I'm going with C, Willie Mays.
Willie Mays? Let's see what the answer is. The answer is Ernie Banks. I believe he said that in the AARP newsletter that the famous baseball player said today's athletes have no idea what we had to endure. Brother Kwabena, you being a little older than the elder between the three of us, talk a little bit about what the athletes had to endure back in those times.
I can speak about what I had to endure.
That will work.
And I'm 66 years old. I played golf in high school, and I tried to go out for my golf team in college, and the coach did everything he could to disrupt me from trying to be a member of the golf team. And when 20 of us spent about 2 weeks down in Tennessee practicing and getting ready for the season, I beat all 20 of them boys except for about 2 regularly. But when we came back, the coach told me I could not even be on the regular team, that he would make me an alternate.
Wow.
And that's why you didn't hear about me being Tiger Woods before Tiger Woods, because I told that coach to go see where the sun don't shine. And I went on and completed my studies in college.
Wow. That's just crazy how, it's still hard today, but what we had to deal with. But I got a news flash for you. It's still tied. That first answer was CORE, Congress of Racial Equality. Busloads of Freedom Riders went from town to town testing local compliance with federal orders to desegregate interstate bus terminals. Brother Ernest, you wanted to add to that?
No, I did not.
Okay. So let's go on to the next question. We still tied. This is going to be a good one. In 1960, 4 African-American college students staged a sit-in that helped integrate these stores' lunch counters. This store's lunch counter, I apologize, it's supposed to be with no S. In 1960, 4 African-American college students staged a sit-in that helped integrate this store lunch counter. And those answers are Montgomery Ward's, B, Kmart, or C, Woolworths. Brother Kwabena, you are up right after the crowd noise. What would your answer be, Brother Kwabena?
I'm going to stick with C, Woolworths.
Woolworths. Ernest Shaw, if he is incorrect, what would you go with?
C is correct, but I should have 1 point because I said CORE on that first answer.
You are correct. You are correct. I apologize.
But the answer is C.
The answer is C. So you are correct. And now we are tied. Very good. Very good. All right. So let's get into the next question. And Ernest Shaw, you will be up for this next one.
I'm sorry, what are you saying?
I was saying that we are now tied, Brother Kwabena. Can you hear me?
Yes, I do. I can't hear you. I'm sorry. I had a phone call.
Oh, you good.
To get one of my friends to turn in and watch the program, and I think he was letting me know he was having some difficulty getting in there, but we'll deal with that.
Just tell him to go to YouTube, Collect the Black People Movement, or YouTube, Real Truth and Power. But
I did that already, so I'll let him try it again.
You got it. Now, Ernest, you are up now, correct? I got you. Uh-oh, this is a good one.
Nothing.
This is a good one. And it is 1-1. SNCC member Stokely Carmichael was instrumental in forming the Loudoun County Freedom Organization in Alabama. What was their symbol? A Black Panther. B, a raised black fist. C, a balance scale. Ernest Shaw, what is your answer?
That's a good one. It's Alabama, right?
Yep.
I'm gonna say raised black fist.
Brother Quabanai, if he's wrong, we are tied. If he is wrong, who you got?
A, Black Panther.
Uh-oh, let's see what the answer is. A, Black Panther. Woo! We got a good one now. That was a good one. That was a good one.
That was a good one. That was a good one.
Brother Quabanai, you are up 2-1. We got a real good one. Brother Quabanai, I know you did a presentation a minute ago, and you had mentioned, and you always talking about that balance scale in my eye. Could you just do a brief about that a little bit?
The black man said that the black woman was the mother of all creation, that she was even the mother of the sun. When creation came into creation, the black man said it came out of the watery abyss of noon, NWN. So all that is in the universe and all that we know came out of a watery female abyss. And it was all brought into existence under a concept of balance, of truth, justice, reciprocity, harmony, love, and doing everything correct. That concept is called ma'at. So the black man said that when the world came into existence, because of the black woman, that she brought everything into existence in the concept of truth, justice, harmony, and reciprocity. And that concept is called ma'at. So the African man, the black man, and the black woman believed in a concept of truth, justice, harmony, and reciprocity that was chiseled in stone over 10,000 years ago. So this is not a new concept. It's a concept that black people have lived by for a very long time. But we've been made to forget that. And we've been made to forget that on purpose. So when we hear about it today, we think it's strange and we think it's weird, but it's not weird. It really is like the beating of our heart and the blood flowing through our heart. We just don't realize it. We've been made to forget that connection. But ma'at is the concept of everything working in harmony, in truth and justice, in reciprocity, that the African man brought into existence and spread throughout the world. So the concept of ma'at can be found in virtually every ancient society that has existed on earth. So that's my short in what ma'at means.
Shay, Brother Ernest, you wanted to comment on that a little bit as well? Oh, he said it all, didn't he?
No,
Yeah, I've got to add to that.
Yeah, you said it all. So, who was up on that one? Who just went? You went. So, Brother Quabanai, you are up for the next question.
Okay.
You are up for the next question. Hold on one second. Y'all see that?
That was dope.
All right, there we go. Who was elected the chairman of the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee in 1966? John Lewis, B. Bobby Seale, C. Stokely Carmichael. And that question, that committee was the one that you had picked the last one, Brother Kwabena. But hold on one second. I need you to go right after the drum roll. Who you gonna go with?
Is it my answer first?
Yes, sir.
Oh, Stokely Carmichael.
Ernest, if he's wrong, who you going with? Hold up, Ernest. I gotta unmute you. Go ahead.
He is wrong. In 66, it was John Lewis. Stokely came after John Lewis. It's A.
Okay.
Stokely Carmichael. Stokely Carmichael. Uh-oh. Let me give you
I
your
knew he
point.
was right.
Did you really? Yeah, right.
Yeah, I knew. No, I knew he was right.
Okay. So it's 3-1. 3-1. And we're going to keep it moving. We're going to keep it moving. I see we got a racist in the chat, but I'm not even going to post anything about him.
Hold on. But I want you to run that though, E. Run that. Run a check on that.
Oh, I will. I got somebody checking now, but I'm almost 100% sure. Be careful of the questions because it's very tricky.
I'm 99% sure too. I'm 99% sure myself.
Yeah, it's definitely C. And you know how I know?
Yeah.
I put John Lewis in there on purpose
To trick.
to trick you because everybody knows that John Lewis came from that. Right. All right, Ernest Shaw, you are now up. And let me get you to the next question. Uh-oh. I got some good ones this week. The coffee bean is said to have been originated from this country. A. Ghana. B. Ethiopia. C. Brazil. Ernest Shaw, you are up. I need you to go right after the ticker. All right, Brother Ernest, who you going to go with?
Yo, this is a tough one. Because I know cocoa, Ghana is cocoa. Right? I know Ethiopia has wonderful coffee. But Brazil is South America. So I'm going to go with B. Considering, well, there's more black folks in Brazil than there are in the United States. But considering it's the black history, I'm going to say Ethiopia. As far as originating, I'm going to say Ethiopia.
All right, Brother Kwame. Now, who you going to go with if he's wrong? Is he right?
He's right.
Let's see if you guys are right. Ethiopia, land of our fathers. The national anthem, Ernest Shaw. You are coming back in it. I'm going to unmute you if you wanted to flow a little on that answer, because that was a tough one.
No, but see, the questions are interesting. When you say originate, most people aren't aware that you talk about rice harvesting, you talk about coffee, you talk about things of that nature. Most of that originated on the continent of Africa.
That's right.
But when we think of rice, we think of Asia. We think of coffee, we think of South America, things But most of the things that we harvest originated on the continent of Africa. So, Ethiopia has very well known its coffee.
That's right. And also, I was going to trick y'all and put Colombia on there, too. I would say they're going to be like Colombia. A lot of people don't know. Go ahead. What you say, E? That would have got you, wouldn't it?
I've been to Colombia, and I was thinking Colombia.
Yeah, I figured that. So, it's 3-2. Brother Kwame, now you are now up now, right?
I guess so.
All right. He's younger. You got it. He can handle it. Uh-oh. The Germa stew is the national dish of this African country. Cameroon, B, Angola, and C, Niger. Hopefully I'm pronouncing them right. After the
Niger.
say that again, Brother Kwabena. How'd you pronounce it?
Niger.
Niger. Okay, my bad on that. Brother Kwabena, you are after the crowd noise. Who you going with?
I'm going to go with B, Angola.
Brother Ernest, the champ, you are on the ropes. If he is wrong, who you going with?
First of all, B was my answer, but just for the sake of, because I know it won't hurt me, I'm gonna go with A. But I was gonna go with B.
And Brother Kwabena, what was your answer?
B, Angola.
Let's see. C, Niger. C, Niger. And I had to pronounce that right. I always call it Niger. That you learn every day. C,
Niger.
Niger. Got you.
Niger.
So it's still tied. That was a tough one. We're going to the next one.
We're both wrong. All right.
This is another good one. Hold on, let me move this out the way so I can see. Put it right here. All right. This first home security system was created by this black nurse. So the first home security system was created by a black nurse. I didn't know that. A, Maria Van Britten Brown. B, Sarah Boone. And C, Sarah E. Good. And on this question, I ask that you write down the names of these people and research them. They're powerful people. Ernest Shaw, I believe you're up on this one, right? So after the drum roll, Ernest, you are up. And your answer.
This is a total guess. Total guess. Even though I saw this came across my path about a month ago, I didn't pay attention enough. I'm gonna go with A only because A sticks out. The other two people named Sarah, so I'm gonna go with A.
All right. Brother Kwabena, is he correct with A, or you think it's somebody else?
You know, with my mother being a registered nurse and the first black nurse in her hospital and all the rest of that stuff, I'm surprised that I don't know the answer to this one. I'm gonna go with C.
C. And Ernest, you said A, correct? Okay. Before I get the answer, you said, Brother Kwame, you said your mother was the first black nurse in her hospital. What hospital was that?
Mount Carmel Hospital in Detroit, Michigan.
Wow. You're from Detroit, correct? You live in Detroit now? All right, let's see.
I live in Atlanta now.
That's right. You live in Atlanta now.
Yeah.
Home of the Atlanta 421 division. Shout out to Brother John and Ross Marvin and the Collective Black People Movement, the original home of there. All right, let's see what the answer is. It is A, and that's Ernest. You said A, correct?
Yes.
All right. Let me update the score. It is now tied. Let's see what we got next. Wow, this is a good one. Woo! In 1925, and Brother Kwabena, you are up on this one. In 1920,
I am. We're gonna see.
In 1925, this person organized and led the Brotherhood of Sleeping Car Porters, the first predominantly African American union. A, Bayard Rustin. B, Asa Philip Randolph. C, the Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey. Brother Kwabena, after the ticker. All right, brother Quavin, now who you going to roll with?
I'm going to go with B, A. Philip Randolph.
Ernest Shaw. If he is wrong or do you think he's right, what would your answer be?
He's not wrong. He's right.
Let's see. Y'all both agree before. Asa Philip Randolph. Amazing. Brother Kwabena, you are up. Do you know anything about that or was that a guess? Talk to us about Asa Philip Randolph if you can.
I'm having a senior moment on him at the moment, but I will say this that I know about labor unions. Labor unions were established because when we were so-called freed, let out of our bondage, we had so many black men that were experts in all these different jobs that white society had to come up with another way to keep our black experts from working. So labor unions were established to keep black men out and allow white men to work when once again the white man's product was about 1/10 as good as a black man's product. So because they stick together so well, it didn't matter if they couldn't produce. It only mattered that they kept us out. So that much I know about labor unions. Philip Randolph and the porters on the train, I'm not remembering too well about that at the moment.
No, that was awesome. Ernest, did you want to add something in there or are we good? I know Brother Kwamina is flowing today. He is flowing today.
Trying to get some blood back up in there.
All right, let's get to the next one. We almost done with part 1 of the show. Oh, this is a good one. This is a good one. And Ernest, you are up. This waterfall is located on the Zambia-Zimbabwe border and is double the height of Niagara Falls. It's double the height of Niagara Falls. I believe it may be the largest waterfall. And the answers for you, Ernest.
So.
A, Yosemite Falls. B, Angel Falls. Or C, Victoria Falls. Ernest Shaw, you are up after the crowd noise. The champ is on the ropes.
No, it's C, baby.
It's C, Brother Kwabena. Is he right?
Yeah.
He is correct.
Uh-oh. C. The answer is C. We are tied. Woo! We are tied. Uh-oh. The answer is C. Let me see how many more we got for part 1.
Can I make a comment?
Yes, sir. Definitely.
Yes. Go ahead.
This is an example of how we have been taught to let go of ourselves and what we know as a people. Victoria Falls was named after that white woman who was on the throne in Europe. Dr. Ben told us that we call it Mwanza Nyanza. So instead of growing up knowing it as Mwanza Nyanza, we grow up knowing it as Victoria Falls. So there's a lot of things in our life that we have been taught to learn under a different name. And as we keep calling it under that different name, we keep removing ourselves from the essence of who we are. So we have to learn the names of what we gave to things and then start using those names a little more.
That's right. So I believe we are tied. I'm correct? All right.
I think we are tied.
And Dr. Kwamina, you are up Let's see, we still got any more questions for part 1. If you guys are tied, we will go for part 2.
I'm trying to dethrone the champ.
Oh, that's right. Let's go. You are up.
Yeah, I'm trying to dethrone the champ.
That's what I'm talking about. According to the United Nations, there are how many countries in Africa? 54, 64, or C, 49? Brother Quabanai, we are tied. You are up after the ticker. This is a tough one. Brother Quabanai, what you going to go with?
I believe it's A, 54.
Ernest Shaw, I think you probably know this, but is he wrong or what you going to go with?
Come on, E, what's up with these easy questions, man, for the elder, man? You know it's A.
I didn't know that. I just let's see. A. Dr. Quabanai, you are up and you are taking out the chant. 5-4. Let's see if we got any more questions in part 1. And that is the end of part 1. So right now, Dr. Quabanai, you are the winner.
The champ, did I?
You did, but hold on, Ernest. Don't leave yet. This is the part of the show, and both of y'all stay right where you at. This is the part of the show that you can now play the winner, Brother Quabanai. Here is the link. So you guys have a chance to go in, and while I'm going there, I'm looking at the chat. And that's the guy that said we're a racist channel for teaching our people black history. So you're an idiot. So I'll just delete that one. So you got a minute to jump in, or Ernest and Dr. Quabanai will go for round 2. Let's get it going right now. Here is the link. And I'm going to play a little bit of music until somebody jumps in. You got 1 minute. bit.ly/call-a-show. We going for round 2. Nobody jumped in. We are going for round 2. Oh, this is going to be another powerful one. We got some good questions coming up. But before I do that, I just want to play a word from a couple of our sponsors. Hold on 1 second. Here's Sister Tammy Gibson.
In order to have a future, you have to know your past. My passion for African American history is the generations of foot soldiers, inventors, entrepreneurs, and educators who have shaped me into the woman that I am today. From the motherland to my beautiful city, Chicago, and around the world. As a travel historian, it's my obligation to honor and educate about the contributions of African Americans who have built this country. Be inspired by my journey.
All right, that was one of our sponsors, Sankofa for Her. Sister Tammy Gibson, she goes all around the world and all the places, and she writes about it and educates. The name of her page is Sankofa for Her. Go Google that. And now, we only had 2 contestants this week. They're going to get a couple of pies apiece. What kind of pies are they getting? At Real Truth and Power, you know we only support Black-owned businesses. So let's check out Grandma Louise Pies. Grandma Louise Pies.
Black Power.
The best sweet potato pie in the world.
That is the link. fedup.co/plug Grandma Louise Pies, which is GL Pies. But you can also email us at Real Truth and Power, and we will connect you to the brother, Mosiah Fit, out there on the grind. And he is also part of the RB Coalition with my UNI brother Frank Shaw. Support those guys. They're up and they're going about pushing the RBG flag, red, black, and green. So I got to show them brothers some love. We are all one, and we are trying to do it together. And now we are going to part 2 of the game show. What a powerful one we had. And now it is on and popping. It is on and popping. The champion is now up. And let's start with round 2. Brother Kwabena, you are now the champ. Here we go. This is a good one. A National Geographic miniseries claimed that this singer had a baby at the age of 12 years old. What's really crazy, her father got a 12-year-old girl pregnant in his congregation. The answers: A, Mahalia Jackson; B, Aretha Franklin; C is Billie Holiday. Brother Kwabena, you are up right after the drum roll. Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. Ernest Shaw is going to be up. Ernest Shaw is up. He's whining too, Brother Kwabena. He's really acting. He is really whining right now, and I'm enjoying this. He's nervous. All right, you are up, brother. You are up. And I'm making the score 0-0. Because we in a different game now, so I'm going to make it 0-0. Calm down, brother. No. That title must mean a lot to him, Brother Kwabena. You came in and dethroned him.
Yeah.
Ernest Shaw.
Hold up, E.
Go ahead.
Let me say something real quick. The answer is B, but let me say something real quick. For the first round, the question started with him because he's an elder, which means he had one question more than I did, and he beat me by 1 point. But because he's an elder, and I honor my elders, and he gave us so much wisdom, I'm going to defer. I'm gonna get that to him.
Well, you just said the answer, and it doesn't matter anyway. You got your ass whipped. You lost. Get over it. Get over it. He said Aretha Franklin. Brother Kwabena, is he right or incorrect?
He's right.
He is right. What was her father's name? C.L. Franklin. That brother was something, brother. He was something.
Frank.
If you want to, he was something. All right. So now it is 1-0. And you are now up, Brother Kwabena. Here we go. The first American to train as a chef in France. The first American. A, Edna Lewis, and please write these names down. They are important in our history. B, James Hemings, and C, Hercules Posey. Brother Kwabena, you are up after the crowd noise. All right, brother Kwabena, the first American to train as a chef in France. Who you got?
I'm gonna guess it was Hercules Posey.
Brother Ernest, if he's wrong, what would your answer be? Oh, my fault. Let me unmute you, brother Ernest. Go ahead, Ernest. I had you muted.
I say that's
Probably
a great
James
guess.
Henry.
That's what I was gonna guess. But because it's only one sister there, we know the sisters would have been teaching them how to cook. But I'm gonna go with the sister since it's one sister and two men. I'm gonna go with A. But I think he's right. I'm gonna go with A.
All right, let's see who's right. B, James Hemings. I believe he was first Thomas, something dealing with Thomas Jefferson. But brother Kwabena, I wanted to ask you, do you know anything? Could you educate us on Hercules Posey, or was you taking a guess on that one?
I was taking a guess on that one.
Okay. All right, everything's even. Please check out James Hemings, the first American chef to train to be trained as a chef in France. Who was the first black astronaut? I'm sorry, let me go back. Let me get it right. Who was the first black person to travel in space when she served as a mission specialist? And brother Kwabena, you're up now, correct? I believe you're up now.
Am I?
Yes. Mae Jemison, B, Mary M. Daly, and C, Katherine Johnson. Brother Kwabena, you are up after the ticker. This is a good one. All right, brother Kwabena, who you got?
I say A, Mae Jemison.
Brother Ernest, if he is incorrect, who do you have?
Considering it's all sisters.
That got you wrong last time.
Right. Well, last the person you were talking about was Sally Hemings' brother. So I should have known that. I think he's right, but I'll just say B. But I think Mae Jemison is the correct answer, but I'm going to say B.
All right, let's see. It is right. Uh-oh. We got another tough one. The champ is tied the game. He's playing the former champ. And brother Kwabena, since you are flowing, you are the champion. I got to let you know that you get the DJ horn for knocking out and dethroning the champion. And before we go,
over yet, is it?
And before we go to the next question, hey brother Ernest, you had a black-owned restaurant, brother, or you want to digress on that answer? That's fine. There's nothing wrong with supporting.
I got something to say.
Yes, go ahead, brother Kwabena.
I don't know how to put this. You all do realize that we never went to the moon, correct?
Explain that, because I believe that we never went, but explain that, because that's just an opinion for me. I don't believe it. I want you to explain that real quick.
There's a radiation belt around the Earth, electromagnetic radiation, and that round circle, that belt, will not allow a living thing to go through it and to continue living. Electronics is a different deal. But humans can't go across that electromagnetic belt and live.
So my question, not to cut you off, why do you think they would lie about such a thing? Because I never believed it, because we never went back. If it was so easy to go to the moon back then, why wouldn't we go to the moon now? And that was my thing. But why do you think? What was the main purpose of spreading that lie?
It was geopolitical, and it was about a group of people, particularly from this country, trying to exert their force upon the world and let the rest of the world know that they would have to live under their dictates and their rules.
Awesome. There
Plain
you,
and simple.
that's
Just
right.
like 100 years ago, Alaska, Hawaii were not part of the United States. Yet,
I got where you're going.
even Oklahoma didn't become a part of the United States. Yet. So it's about muscle. And that was the grandest muscle that they could pull off and show the world, and try to show the world that they were the grandest. But NASA has lost all of the tapes to prove that the United States went to the moon. And NASA has admitted that in print.
Wow.
So, the same way the system keeps lying to our children about being inferior, they keep pushing this stuff out to help their children think that they are superior. But every time one of them step in the classroom with me, they get their asses whooped.
Like what happened to our champion that's to the right of me.
Nah, that he ain't, you know. But
I'm playing.
Our talents have been diminished on purpose to us, to keep us locked up under somebody else's boot. And it's time we recognize who we are and what we are, and stand back up as real men and women, and not these figures of the imagination that we have been led to believe that we are.
Man, I say. Brother Ernest, you wanted to piggyback off of that before we go to the next question?
I'll just say this. There's a movie that folks want to forget about, and I'm just going to, either it's art imitate life or life imitate art. There's a movie in the 70s called Capricorn 1.
You said Capricorn Rum?
Capricorn 1.
Capricorn 1, okay.
And O.J. Simpson was in that movie.
Oh, Lord.
I'm just saying. That's funny, right? Just look that film up. I remember seeing it in the theaters with my dad. And I'm saying it's just theater, but it was very similar to what the Bible was talking about.
I got you. Well, Ernest, you are now up. Let's go to the next question. All right. This president is known as the Butcher of Uganda, and also known for his brutality. It should be known for his brutality. A. Joseph Mubatu. B. Paul Biya. C. Idi Amin. Brother Ernest, you are after the drum roll. And you should not complain about any questions. You lucked out and got a good one. Go ahead, brother.
Idi Amin Dada.
Now, brother Kwabena, he should not complain about a question because he lucked out on one. That is right. So, brother Ernest, you are now up by a point in round 2. And man, if you guys are just tuning in, you are really witnessing some powerful information from both of these contestants, educating us 2-1 in the second round. Brother Kwabena.
Can I make a comment?
Yes, you can.
Can I make a comment on that last question?
Yes.
The colonial powers came into Uganda and killed and raped at will. Then when the brother steps up and puts a stop to it and puts some of them back up under the knife, he's called brutal and bizarre and crazy, but he's not called a savior of his people. Idi Amin was a savior of his people. And if you listen to his own words, he would tell you, British, get out and don't come back. And we're going to make sure that happens.
I'm glad I knew one of y'all was going to say that. I was waiting. I saw when you shook your head, Brother Kwabena. I was like, I was going to pause for a minute. I knew that was very important to say. That was very important. All right. Who is this Nigerian artist? Brother Kwabena, you are up. Who, and this is a tough one, who won his first Grammy Award as an artist on Beyonce's Brown Skin Girl? This might be a tough one for you, Brother Kwabena. A, Davido. B, Wizkid. C, Burna Boy. He won his first Grammy this year, I believe. Brother Kwamina, you are after the ticker. All right, who you got?
I'm gonna say C, Burner Boy.
You sure?
Yep.
Ernest, if he's wrong, who you got? Hold up, let me unmute you. I'm sorry. Try to get you so I don't hear that much.
I should have asked my son. He would know.
This is a tough one.
First of all, I was hoping he gets wrong, and when he said B, I got happy. But the answer is C.
What's the answer?
The answer is C, Burna Boy. I was hoping he gets wrong, but he didn't. He gets right. C.
You ready? Both y'all wrong. Wizkid. And that song is Brown Skin Girl. I know I can't sing.
You might want to check that. Wizkid is not from Nigeria. You might want to check that.
Well, they saying he's from Nigeria. But I will check it.
All right,
yeah, he's from Nigeria. Ernest, you know what? You're going to stop debating me when you get a question wrong. So the score is still 1-2 to 1. Ernest Shaw, you are now up. Uh-oh. Ooh! Who was the first black woman to win an Olympic medal in the high jump? That's critical, the high jump. People may not know this person did the high jump. Ernest, you are up. The answer, A, Gabby Douglas, B, Florence G. Joyner, or C, Alex Coachman. Ernest, you will go after the drum roll. Who you got?
This is a tough one. This hard. I'm gonna go with C.
You sure?
Yep.
Brother Kwabena, is he correct?
No, I'm going with B.
And the answer is Alice Coachman. C, she was the first black woman to win the high jump in the Olympics. I've never heard of her, so I got to do some research on that. I heard of her through the question when researching. So, okay, it's 3-1, but Brother Kwabena, you are still in it for round 2. The best thing about it, we all get free pies from Grandma Louise Pies. So let's go to the next one. And Ernest, you are up, correct? Nod your head if you are up. No, Brother Kwabena, you're up. You're up, Brother Kwabena.
Okay.
Who was the first African American to rise to brigadier general? And his son was commander of the Tuskegee Airmen. So this first African American was the first to rise to brigadier general. His son was the commander of the Tuskegee Airmen. This is a very good question. A, William Carney. B, Benjamin Oliver Davis. C, William Carney. Brother Kwabena, you are up after the crowd noise. Brother Kwabena, who you going with?
I got to go with B, Benjamin Oliver Davis.
Ernest Shaw, is he correct? Or what's your answer?
Yo, he right, but give me C.
Benjamin Oliver Davis. Brother Kwabena, educate me a little bit on him, because I didn't know his son. You know, when you research it sometimes, I thought it was the same person, but that's kind of phenomenal that he was the first, brigade commander, and then his son was the Tuskegee Airmen commander.
I have to look at that.
That was one you took a little guess?
I took a guess because the other two names were the same, and neither one of them had a junior or a senior. So I said, well, I'll take a guess on this one.
That was a good guess. I took out the junior on the question, or the senior, because the other guy is a junior. So that was a good guess you took. So, Brother Kwabena, you get number 2. You're down 1. Ernest Shaw, you are up. Oh, he got an easy one. What famous black actor was nominated? Well, I don't know. I'm looking at the answers. I don't know. What famous black actor was nominated for Best Actor for the 1994 movie Shawshank Redemption? A. Morgan Freeman. B. Denzel Washington. C. Samuel Jackson. Ernest, you are up after the ticker. All right, Brother Ernest.
You like the African dashiki man, don't you?
Who you got?
It's A.
It's A.
Morgan Freeman.
Brother Kwame, is he correct?
Yes.
I guess y'all both saw that movie. A.
Yes.
All right. We in the tight one. Ernest Shaw, you down 2. Brother Kwame in round 2. Let's see who's what we got next. And Brother Kwame, you are up. This famous black self-educated person. I'm sorry, y'all. Let me move this out my way. I don't know why I can't move it. There we go. This famous black self-educated person is known for the first homegrown clock out of wood, and he is also known for astrology. A. Benjamin Banneker. And please, again, write down these names and research them. A. Benjamin Banneker. B. Thomas L. Jennings. And C. Rebecca Lee Crumpler. Brother Kwabena, you are up after the drum roll. Who you going with?
A. Benjamin Banneker.
Homewood clock. Ernest Shaw. If he's wrong, who you going with?
He's not wrong.
Ernest Shaw. He is correct. Brother Kwabena, you are correct. Question, Brother Kwabena. Educate us a little bit about, let me change your score to 3. While I'm doing that, educate us a little bit on, if you can, on Benjamin Banneker astrology, because I was reading something that he self-taught himself astrology. Is that true?
Let me say yes, and let me also say that I don't know a lot of history about him. I do know that he was involved in the laying out of Washington, D.C., because the man that he was working with, something happened and he lost the plans or whatever, and Benjamin Banneker was able to come back up with the plans from out of his head. He laid out Washington, D.C. according to Masonic coordinates, so he must have been a Mason. And after that, I have to look back in my notes.
No, you're fine. That was a good one, though. Brother Ernest, you wanted to add into that? Anything you know about Benjamin Banneker? For those that know, my basketball team practices at a rec called
Just to
Benjamin
look, just say that normally when you hear anything about indigenous people, African people, where they say they self-taught, that's because folks who control the dominant narrative don't know the resources by which they have gained their information.
I got you.
So we can say it was self-taught, but I believe that information is passed down from African to African to African. You know, not simply that was in his DNA. I believe he was taught from somebody that didn't come from the academy. So to them, he's self-taught. But we know that he didn't figure out this information osmosis.
Right.
There was some person that passed that information to him. More than likely, it was an African.
That's right.
That's all I wanted to add.
Awesome. That is correct. Astrology came
Let me
from.
add something else.
Yes, sir, Brother Kwabena.
if you read, you can learn a whole lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the whole concept between denying us the ability to learn how to read and write. Books have been around and people have been writing stuff down for a very long time. So if you can get a hold of the right kind of books and you learned how to read and write, then you can be self-taught. Some things are only delivered mouth to ear. So it would take someone to teach you some things. Otherwise, that's what they're afraid of. Them Kafirs was gonna learn how to read, and daggone it, everything we did is now gonna be open to them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what's up. It's becoming open to us about what's been going on. So that's what I wanted to add.
Awesome, I say. So, Ernest, you were up, Brother Quabana. No, you're up, right, Brother Quabana? Who answered that last question?
Ernest is up.
Ernest is up, and the score is 4-3. Uh-oh. He's sweating. He's sweating. Hold on, let me unmute you, Brother Ernest. I think you wanted to add something. Go ahead.
It's not 5-3.
No, it's not 5-3, Ernest. All right, here we go. This is a good one. Which comedian was nominated 10 times for 10 Primetime Emmys, winning one of them in 1994 for outstanding writing for variety, music, or comedy special? A. Tyler Perry. B. Chris Rock. C. Wanda Sykes. Ernest, you are up after the crowd noise. Brother Ernest, this is going to be a tough one.
This is a tough one because you said 94. And I know that's not Chris Rock. And Tyler Perry's plays wasn't hitting until...
Now, hold on real quick. Not to help you out or hurt you. Chris Rock had a show in the early 90s, didn't he? A television show?
No,
I could be wrong. You're right.
Yeah, but he ain't been out there 10 times.
That's right.
Nah. I'm going to go with the sister from Hampton University who was also an AKA. I'm going to go with Wanda Sykes. She's been around for a minute.
That's a good one. That's a good one. All right, let's
And
see.
I also take it.
You're right. It's Wanda Sykes. Go ahead.
Well, and also, in honor of our black women, it takes them a little longer in Hollywood
Facts.
to get the recognition they need. I think she paid her dues. You know, she had been in the game a minute before she came to began to get her justice. So that's why I went with Wanda Sykes.
Correct. All right. How many we got? You down 2, Brother Quabana. This amazing singer who's oh, we did that. No, that's a bad one. Hold on.
We didn't do that.
No, that was from last week, Brother Quabana. That was the last one. So both of you guys are tied. That last one was from last week, Brother Quabana. That's my bad. So both of you are 1-1. So what I could do is have you guys come on next Friday if you're available, do the rematch, and have somebody go against you. Just let me know. But I also need you guys to make sure you give me your addresses. I got to send you guys a couple of pies apiece, 2 pies apiece from Brother Mosiah Fit and Grandma Louise Pies. Yes, sir, Ernest?
Let me say this. I'm going to say that the elder, the Bible is the champ. Because
you probably cheated.
He provided so much information and knowledge and in the tradition of our people. He is the champion. Now, I might come back next week to challenge him, but he is truly the champion. He the Bible.
We tied 1-1.
1-1.
But you bestowed so much knowledge on us tonight. It was I felt like a student again, and I appreciate that. You know what I mean?
Good.
Well, I appreciate both of y'all. I'm going to put you on the spotlight real quick, Brother Quabana. Hold on, Ernest, because I'm going to let you close out too. But Brother Kwame, I want you to just give a little time to talk about any of the questions that stood out or that you wanted to elaborate on real quick before we close out.
I'm going to say I liked all the questions. It was a very nice program, very nice questions, and they required some thought. So I'm very positive. I'm very happy to be a part of that.
And I want to ask you, I'm sure you weren't aware that Brother Ernest Shaw he's an artist, and I see that painting behind you. What is that painting about? I can't really see it. You see it, Brother Kwame, behind you?
That painting is of a woman, of a sister. Is of a traditional African woman, and it was given to my wife by one of her. I think it was one of her co-workers that gave her that painting, and it's been sitting in our house for quite a few years now. And it, since I am a big advocate for the women, and I haven't set up my shop down in my library in my basement, I like to sit and have the image of the woman projected behind me, just to help people remind us how much we've been moved off of our concept of protecting the woman. And we bought into this European Kool-Aid. We drank this Kool-Aid about being this big, strong man, and I'm gonna beat up on this woman, and you wouldn't be here if that woman didn't give birth to you. So that was a picture given to my wife. I like it very much. But it shows the traditional African woman, and it helps give an atmosphere to what I believe in.
And before I go to Ernest, Brother Kwame, I want everybody to know we're going to be doing a big presentation. You presented it, and we're going to have another presentation so you can represent it again, and we're going to hook that up. But you had mentioned, I believe, during your presentation, did you know personally Dr. John Henry Clark? Because I think you said, or Dr. Ben, one of them had told you something personally.
I knew both of them personally.
Wow. Our division of our UNI in Baltimore is named after John Henry Clark. It's Hannibal Barker Clark for Hannibal Barker and John Henry Clark. So so that's powerful.
I didn't realize you're in Baltimore. Okay.
Yeah. So now I'm gonna be bothering you a lot because you done touched some greatness, and you know I'm huge admirers of both of them, Dr. Ben and John Henry Clark. So now I'm gonna be calling you and bothering you even more. But
well,
brother,
I knew them both. I had the pleasure of speaking to Dr. Clark at least once every 2 weeks for the last 12 years of his life.
Wow.
So we were in regular contact with each other. And he was my teacher. He was my friend, my mentor. He showed me a lot of ways to think and do things, and I'm trying to live up to what I learned from him. I went to Egypt with Dr. Ben.
What? Wow. Damn.
In 1988. And Dr. Ben is also, I would call him a friend of mine. He's, of course, not here anymore. Dr. Ben, that's where I took a lot of my stuff from, Black Man of the Nile and his family. Dr. Ben was a member of the craft, and he also always tried to look for brothers who wanted to reach up to a higher level of understanding and doing things. And I went with him to Egypt, not simply to go to Egypt, but to make a pilgrimage back to what our brothers of the craft had established. Mm-hmm. And so I got a chance to accomplish what I went there for. So Dr. Ben and Dr. Clark were very, very strong men, African men, when it came to our story. And they had a big job to do in trying to change our people's minds. I'm realizing how difficult that job is now, uh, of changing our people's minds. And uh, the doc, the doctrine of discovery, put out by Pope Nicholas V in 1452. It gave the church, the Portuguese and the Spanish, to go out and take over half the world and put those people in slavery forever. And that has not changed. That position has not changed when it comes to the church and what its mission is. They've done such a thorough job putting their brand of spirituality and religion in us until we can't even see what we gave to the world in the beginning, which spread all over the world and proved itself to be true, correct, because everybody shared in it and everybody changed it their own way. The doctrine of discovery, which comes directly out of the Christian Bible, Deuteronomy 20:10-20, said that you go take the land, and when the men say they are not going to bow down to you, you kill them. Then you kill their wives, and you take their daughters, and you do what you want to do with the daughters and the sons forever. I didn't write this. This is the doctrine of discovery, and this is straight out of the Christian Bible. So I'm trying to put together the stories Dr. Ben and Dr. Clark told us because they knew it ran this deep. But you can't go out there and question people's religious belief because they will strike you down and do it in the name of their religious belief. No matter how crazy it is or how wrong it is or how often it's repeated. We've got a big Dutty Bookman in 1791 told his fellow Haitian peoples, if you want to be free, you got to cut loose that Christian religion. He didn't say cut loose being a spiritual person or being with God, so to speak. He said you got to cut their brand of belief loose and go back to your own. And we've been wrapped up so far into their belief until we're stopping our own progress and we're stopping our own freedom because we can't let that white Jesus go.
I say.
And I've been fighting that for a long time. I mean, I'm 66. I've been battling with people about this for 51 years.
Man.
And so I'm not telling people to stop being a good person. I'm telling you to cut loose that nonsense that has been put in your mind to stop you from getting your freedom. Why do you want your children to stay enslaved? You know, why is it necessary for you to be the best one at acting white when the white folks don't accept us, don't want us, when we're going to put our own thing together and do it? So that's what Dr. Ben and Dr. Clark stood for. Those are not the only great teachers that I had a chance to meet in my life. And I'm very glad that I got a chance to meet them, and they keep me moving on into trying to learn more and then to spread this knowledge out to the rest of our people. It's not mine, it belongs to us. So I'm trying to spread it out as much as I can.
Well, you
So
doing
that's what I'm a student of theirs, and I'm still trying to live up to their teaching.
well. I appreciate you. And Ernest, I'm gonna let you close off right after this. I just want to let everybody know I met Brother Kwabena through the Collect the Black People movement. Check that out. Collect the Black People movement. My man, my mentor to me, Brother Roz Marvin. I always tell him I love him, and he puts everybody together. He gets your skills and talents, and he puts you and connects you with good people. And that's how I met Brother Kwabena. And I'm just continually getting the knowledge. And now I'm going to my big brother Ernest Shaw. I'm gonna let you close out. Anything that stuck out to you today, besides getting in a tough battle?
Listen,
He won though.
I really appreciate the Bible. Dr. Ben and Dr. Clark are my teachers too, but I never had the privilege of meeting them personally. But, you know, I always pay homage to my elders. And I had a much better time this week than last week beating up on my cousin and watching the show 2 weeks ago with the two Pittsburgh Steelers fans. So this week, all jokes aside, let me be serious with you. I appreciate this format that you created. I really enjoyed myself this evening. Keep doing what you're doing, brother, because this is huge. I mean, it doesn't matter how many people chime in. What you're doing is very important for our people. And as long as you're doing it, I'm going to support it. And I'll see you again next week.
You got
it. You know I love you.
I know you did. And we've been growing. I think the show's been doing well. Each game show has went over 1,000 views. So people catch it late. One of them hit like 2 or 3. So we really doing well. And like I said, just keep sharing the information. And both of y'all hold tight real quick. Let me get your addresses. And hey, man, thank you guys for tuning in to Real Truth and Power. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the like button. And let everybody know about the show. It's fun. You can learn, and we dropping knowledge. On that note, I'm out of here, man. Peace and blessings. Hotep, and I'll see you guys on the next game show next Friday. We are going next Friday, so I hope to see y'all in the place. And again, don't be nervous. We all are learning. It's only 3 questions, so if you don't know, you can just guess. But we are going to educate you on each answer. So we are out of here. Peace and blessings.